Hi, this is Emmy with Ebb and Flow Creative Co. and today we're reviewing the Sakura Koi watercolor kit. I bought the 24 kit. And so it comes in this little lightweight plastic container, and it comes with this little mixing tray with 5 little areas. And so you can put it on one area. It's got these little risers, and so if you're working on a flat surface like a desk, you could sit it beside you or you can put them in there. But if you're working outside somewhere, you can also sit it like this, because the whole kit has a little handy thumb hole. So some of the previous versions that I've seen have a lid that doesn't stay upright, but this can also double as an easel if you needed it to, for very small paper. So it comes with these little sponges and a water brush. Not crazy about water brushes, but it's nice that it comes with one. It's a pretty nice size tip for it. And I've heard that when you screw it on, it's backwards than what you think. So I don't have any water to put in it right now, but so yeah. And then you can put water in it and store it and use it for later. Now, as you may notice, these pans are very small. I'm going to show you a regular size half pan. If I can get one out. Let's see. So this is a normal size half pan. It's a lot smaller than this. I'll put it there beside it. And so normally when you buy paint, you get them and paint comes in little half pans of this size. These are tiny. I guess it does make it more portable. And I did see that Blick carries refills for these, so if you were to use them all, you can replace them, or if you don't like one of the colors, you can even replace it with a better color. They have a lot of options on Blick, and I'll leave a link down below for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch out these colors. I will say I like the colors and they're nice and vibrant. I don't think I cleaned my brush all the way. All right. So there's a white, has a pink tint because I was using a different watercolor set earlier. And so 24 colors is a lot, and there are plenty of colors on here. There's even colors on here that I don't own in other brands. And so I got to use them and kind of fell in love, and they are on my list to buy next. And these are student grade. You can tell because the colors are labeled as hue, and some of the color pigment names are not what you see from other brands. Like there's just purple and not another, like a fun pigment name for it. And then the color that I thought would be phthalo green is permanent green deep. All right, so here's one of the colors that I really find that I like is this Jaune Brilliant. It's a little milky, but I do really like it, and I will be picking myself up a tube from another brand or just pulling this out. I usually like to use my studio palette just for convenience sake. All my favorite paints in one color in one little package. The quinacridone rose is very pretty. And so I will say that this paint, you really have to make sure that you're using watercolor paper on it. I have a sketchbook where I normally do a lot of work in it, and it just really does not work very well on that paper. I think it's a Strathmore sketchbook, and it just really looks bad on that sketchbook. The colors are really chalky, and not a fan of how it looks. But if you break out some normal watercolor paper, you'll get much better results. I think this permanent green pale color is very interesting, but I'm also sad that there's no sap green. Here's the color I thought would be, well, that's a little deeper. I thought it would be a phthalo, but it's not. Here's another color that I really like. This olive green. I don't have anything like this. And I do find that I really like it. I kind of like the earthy colors. They just make such pretty shadows on stuff, and just I really like working with the kind of weird colors. And this one is actually a light red, which is what they're calling it. I thought it would be burnt sienna. And this one reminds me a little more of a burnt umber, but they're calling it burnt sienna. It's a little weak, but most browns typically are. If you have a favorite brown watercolor, let me know, because I'm looking for one that's way darker and nicer. I have a Sepia by Daniel Smith, and it's still not dark enough. So I usually have to add ultramarine blue to it to make it darker. I will say that the ivory black is really interesting. I like it, almost granulates. I don't think this paint really granulates per se, but it is really interesting. And so I think this is a great set for beginners. You get 24 colors. Just know that they are smaller, so you're going to go through them faster. But by the time you go through them, you're probably ready for like a professional set. The price is good. I paid about $25 for this set. You can get it around that price or a little cheaper usually. I'll leave a link below. If you are wanting a more professional set, I really recommend the Daniel Smith Essentials kit. It has all the best colors for mixing. So now we're going to just play with the colors a bit. Let's see what we can get. And so on this piece of paper, I have a ring, just a circle sketched out really lightly. I use this pink pencil. It's around here somewhere. It's the Color Race in Carmine Red because it looks really nice under watercolor. It doesn't disappear, but it just kind of looks nice. I've seen other people use it like much like I've seen them use blues. Just depends on what kind of things you like to draw. But those are really nice. I was using watercolor pencil under, but then it just adds more color, and they can become muddy. And so I'm just kind of painting out a wreath. The colors on this kit are just really, really beautiful. I do think that's a great kit for beginners. I usually recommend the Winsor & Newton Cotman kit for beginners. It's very affordable, and there's 10 colors, but this one, it gives you a few more colors, so if you really love colors, it's a great thing. The colors mix really well. You can layer them. The colors wet easily. It's basically everything you would want out of a watercolor palette. I'm trying out mixing whites with my colors lately just to see how I like it. So I know most people don't typically use whites. I'm just kind of playing around because it has it very conveniently in the set. I've played with it quite a bit now, and I do like it. I like it more than I thought I would. You know, I'm very, very in love with my Daniel Smith paints, and so I tend to be a little snobby about cheaper brands, but I was really impressed with this, and I didn't expect to be. It is lovely. I don't even know what I'm painting. I'm just kind of painting flowers. I think we all have our go-to, like, comfort painting, you know, and that's normally what I paint, is just flowers. It's a good way to warm up, is just to paint your favorite thing, you know? There's probably something that you're really in love with painting before you try something harder. And so the flow on this is pretty nice. I mean, it just does what you want it to do, and it's all pretty nice. You don't have to super scrub it at it to get it wet, which I really like. All right, we're gonna make a sap green. It's likely that this could be the ugliest wreath on the planet, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. So I don't love mixing on the plastic palette. I mean, it beads up and I just kind of hate it. I prefer something like this for mixing. Or even I have these enamel pans. This one is from my grocery store and I love using it. It's so much nicer to work with. So overall, I would say this set is perfect for beginners. It is has plenty of colors. It's very affordable, and the colors work the way that they're supposed to. They blend well. You can layer them. You can pick them up. You can do everything that you would need to learn basic watercolor skills from. It's also great if you travel. I don't really go anywhere lately, but if you travel, like it can double as a palette, which is really cool, and a little as an easel, this part. And it's very compact, it's very lightweight, it's just an overall, it's a pretty good kit. I am surprised at how much I like it, you know, like the colors, like you can see where the colors kind of blended into each other where I dropped them in wet on wet, and I just really like the way that they work together. This isn't even that nice of paper, but it works pretty well. And the colors are starting to dry, and you can see that they're not that far off. They're not that different from when we laid them down. Like, I feel like I've tried out other paints where you put them down and it's one color, and then it dries and it's a completely different color, and these stay very, very similar to what the color they are. So yeah, I highly recommend this. If you like this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button and leave me a comment and click those notification buttons. Thanks for watching.